Do you enjoy meaningless banter, casual armchair psychiatry and impractical advice, random unrelated topics with little consistency, a severe lack of radio professionalism? Well, you're in luck. Red and Water are about to unleash a tidal wave of mediocrity upon your unsuspecting ears. Brace yourself for what's to come in this episode of The Redwater Show. Hello, and welcome to the Redwater Show. I am your host, Water.
And I am your co-host, Red.
And we are back live at 2 p.m. Pacific Time on Monday. For the first time in a while, it would seem. Yes, indeed.
It's like 2 weeks ago we did this. Or was it?
I think we did it on time, on schedule once. And actually, I realized going back through the archive from last time, I actually did say we would be airing on Friday, so I keep lying to our audience. Oh dear.
Well,
yeah,
that's
that
just
too is
you,
a
isn't
lie.
it?
I just can't make up my mind on when we want to do the show. So, anyways, what do we got today on the menstruation show? Let's see. Well, as you might guess, we have Yahoo Answers. It's a whole bucket of fun. We're really branching out. We've got, the usual kind of relationship nonsense, but we also got plenty of other nonsense. So it's a nice mixed bag of sweets, I think. Wouldn't you
Delicious.
say so?
Yeah, hey,
yeah.
freaking Halloween's coming up. I can't wait to pick out the sweets.
Oh yeah, Halloween should be fun.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be having a special show coming up in November, but I'm not going to give away too much right now. We'll start revealing maybe a little more as time goes on. I know I'm really excited about it. Are you excited?
My jimmies are rustled, I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be marginally connected to a topic from our previous show, wasn't it? Right?
Kinda, yeah.
Tangentially related, But anyways, I don't want to spoil that too early because it's still a ways away.
Naturally.
Yeah, we're gonna keep pressing on through My Immortal. We're at chapter, what is it? We're at chapter 9 now, aren't we? Man,
I believe so.
Flies. Yeah.
Chapters do fly.
They're fun reads, much like the original Harry Potter books. Very fun to read. Let's see. We've got Water's TV Roundup Part I. I went and actually decided to give the shows I've been bashing a fair shake.
Of the fist.
However, yeah, with the fist. I watched the first 2 episodes of Suburgatory, the first 2 episodes of How to Be a Gentleman, and just
How were they?
Oh, you'll hear about that later. And for shits and giggles, I watched the pilot of Terra Nova. I haven't watched the 3rd episode yet, and so I'm going to kind of give a rundown of those. It might go on for a while. I've written down a lot of notes for that. And if we have time, we have a couple news stories. The first one being about pee bags. And that's all I'm going to say for now. Let's see. You can interact with the Redwater Show by emailing redwater.show@gmail.com. You can find our website with archives and resources on the topics and music at redwatershow.podomatic.com. Also on the Podomatic site, we have links to the live stream. This show airs live on Mondays from 2 to 3 p.m. Pacific Time, unless otherwise noted on the events page. And that is probably going to be otherwise noted quite often. In addition, we're also posting episodes on my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/xexyzl. So, we got an email. And I am very excited about that. It is our second email. An email. Would you care to read it? With great bravado?
Oh, yes. Sheila writes in and She says, to my internet boyfriends, your show on YouTube is great. Keep up the good work. Love, Sheila. We love you too,
Aw,
and, well,
we love you too.
Frankly, we're a little bit confused. When did we consent?
You know, I always thought you kind of had to know a person, like know of their existence before you could be like their boyfriend or girlfriend. But apparently not, especially on the internet.
It's the new age.
I thought internet relationships in general were a bit silly, but this takes it to a whole new level. Mm-hmm. Truly.
We love her anyway. We love anybody who listens.
Yeah,
so,
Sheila and what's his name? Jarvis Niedersteiner. You two are both awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in fact still listening, I don't know if they're listening. Yeah. Oh my. So, how has your week been? It's been over a week, in fact. It seems like ages since we've done our last show.
Over a week. Well, this past week I managed to net myself an acoustic guitar for only $40.
Oh, that's good. You need to do some bluegrass. That's what you need to do.
Oh, hella. I know. It's, I haven't had really a chance to sit down with it. I bought it a couple days ago. But still. And, and I got myself a new vest and a new fedora. So I'll be styling with my
fabulous.
Fabulous.
Oh dear. I did not do... I can never remember the last week. So, I think... What did I do? I ordered a Full Metal Panic manga, the only manga I'm missing, and a Full Metal Panic book. I think I linked you those books. Do you remember? I linked you the Amazon pages for the Full Metal Panic novels.
Nope. Well, if you did, it was years ago.
No, this was like a few days ago. Someone commented on the first episode, or most recent episode of Full Metal Panic Abridged, and they said, where can I, find the novels in the United States or something like that, or in English? And I was gonna be snarky and, point them to Amazon, but I actually went to Amazon, and the first novel is going on the marketplace used a minimum of $50 and new from $60, and I was like, Jesus. So it turns out they've pretty much gone out of print. So I snapped up the fourth book, which came out recently, for $10 because I want to make sure. Generally everything printed about Full Metal Panic, the manga and the novels, is out of print now. So
hey,
I
grab it while it's hot.
While I still could. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. We should get to Yahoo.
We need to get a drop in for that, an opening.
Yeah, I definitely
intro.
need to find the recording. I don't think I have a suitable. Do I have a suitable drop in for that right now? Yeah.
Sup, bitches? It's Chad Warden here. Alright, I'm talking about that.
Yahoo! Alright. So, I decided to go back to one of our previous question askers and check some of our other questions. You might remember Lola. She had a question about something about overbearing parents or something like that, I think. Was that her? Anyways, she writes a long wall of text, which I'm going to shorten. Do I turn down guys for the wrong reasons? I do really well in school, I need to get into a good college, and I just don't think I have enough time in my hectic life right now for a relationship. Basically, I'm afraid it will get in the way of all hard work and effort I have put into being at the top of my class. I can't help it, I just don't want to risk anything. I also don't want it to get in the way of my friendships. I know some of my friends like these boys as well. I mean, I guess I'm not too crazy about the boys either, but deep down it's I know that a silly high school relationship will distract me. What's important? My friendships and college. My friends are way too important to lose over a boy. So do you think I make the right choices? Am I selfish? Do I turn down boys for the wrong reasons?
What's the female version of bros before hoes? Because she's sticking to that way too much.
Yeah. Well, actually, I may have misjudged Lola. I thought she was a bit dim in the last question, but really, I think she's onto something here.
She's a very educated person as well, as we can so tell.
I think she actually does realize that high school relationships in the long run generally don't matter.
Yeah.
Like, for the most part, I mean, I know there's plenty of exceptions that people know, but in general, high school is seen as like that trial ground for where people can screw up and stuff and have stupid relationships.
Lord knows I did.
I didn't, but that was
Because you're a smart child.
Oh yeah, it was definitely because I didn't want to get involved in any silly high school relationships. Yeah, that was definitely the reason. But as the best answer responder, TT123 says, you could get pregnant and you would drop out of school and become a prostitute for baby milk. So it's a good thing you're not going after these boys.
I know, right?
In answer to your questions, I actually wrote down some answers for this. Do you make the right choices? Yeah, I'd say so. Are you selfish? Well, of course, but we all are. It's not as though you need to put out for charity or anything. And do you turn down boys for the wrong reasons? Nope. I think those are pretty good reasons.
Not entirely, no. I mean, I'll have to deviate from Paul a little bit because, yes, although high school is...
mine's water. Who's this Paul you're talking about?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was talking about this other guy, actually, I knew from high school.
Oh, okay.
But this other guy mentioned way back in the day, he didn't get into relationships because he thought they were boorish, but really, just like Mr. Water had said, it is a testing ground for relationships, so don't be too afraid to, get out there and test the waters a little bit, but don't be like, just go for any guy just because he has some sort of appendage dangling between his legs.
I was going to say, the most important reason for you turning them down is that you don't really like them very much.
That should be the best.
That's a perfectly valid reason,
I mean, if you happen to get close to a guy, you think he's really cool and he's interested in you as well, yeah, go ahead, just let it happen.
Go ahead. Just tell him up front that, school and stuff comes first, because, in general, that's more important to you.
Oh, shit, that'll scare him away.
Well, then, sucks for him. Doesn't get any of that ass.
Yeah. I suppose so.
Alright, you want to read the next one?
The immediate next one?
Do you want to do that one?
By Lisa?
Yes.
Alright, then Lisa B says, did I overreact in this situation? I went to Burton's Grill with my family for dinner. We all ordered steak, and we were eating when my dad noticed something under my mom's steak. I pulled it out, and it was a plastic cup lid, like they have at fast food places. I got really, really grossed out and almost puked, which resulted in me having a panic attack. I'm anxiety prone, and I had to go to the bathroom to calm down. After that, I refused to eat anymore, even though my parents kept eating. Even my mom. But they think I overreacted because it wasn't even my steak, and it wasn't the worst thing they've had happen. What do you think? Note, the manager did apologize and give the steak free. What?
I'd be grossed out too, and if that were my steak, I would chuck it back in the cook's face. But
yeah,
again, it's not really your problem. I mean, if your mom doesn't care and just keeps eating it, then who are you to complain?
Well, that's up to her if she wants to wake up in the middle of the night puking from some unknown disease.
Yeah, and also I have to take issue with their parents' logic of, what is it they call it?
The worst. It wasn't the worst thing that had happened.
Not the worst thing, and
Good
you can
God,
pretty much
what
justify.
heavy.
You can. Well, the problem with that is you can justify anything with that. Like, a kick in the balls ain't so bad if you've been stabbed in the face. So, there's still things that are objectively kind of bad, even if they're, like, somewhat first world problems, I think this qualifies as,
Yeah, well, the manager did apologize and give the steak free. I think the manager should have, licked their boots and given them 2 steaks fresh.
Yes, 2 new steaks. Give them a steak sandwich, and by that I mean 2 pieces of steak with the bread in between it. Yeah.
I know. God damn.
Oh dear. Here's a nice quick one. Wesley Turner writes, can someone gift me a $20 Steam game? I need Counter-Strike Source. What do I do to get it on Steam? Nope.
Apply for a credit card?
Yeah, I've never heard of a person needing a game, especially a 7-year-old game. And what would you do to get it on Steam? Yeah, you can buy it with your credit or debit card, which you should have because you are like at least 17 years old, right? Because it is rated M. You know.
Of course. Well,
I mean,
of
I see
course,
no
no
reason.
little kids play Counter-Strike Source. I mean,
No. Nobody
Okay.
under 17 plays Counter-Strike. You know. I totally didn't buy it when I was 13.
oh yeah, because you're a good Christian child.
Yes, I'm a good Christian child. I'm a good Christian boy. So sensitive. Do you want to read the next one?
All right, from Jiraiya. I'm not even going to pronounce that. Some Jiraiya Gum. And the question is, help! 80 hours a week on games! What should I do? My brother is 25, quit 3 colleges, no job! And he plays 80 hours of PS3 games a week. He's living off my poor mother, and she just wants him to help out, and when she asks him to get off his games or asks him to get a job, he gets very violent and downgrades her, and she is a hard-working lady. I have so much respect for my mother, but my brother does not. Please help, what can I do? Well, first off, you can rework your sentences. But
yeah, I love... That's my new favorite phrase, downgrades her.
Downgrades her.
It's not degrading, it's downgrading. I'm going to downgrade my mother from XP to Windows 2000. Oh, lordy. I suggest you throw his ass out. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, if he quit 3 colleges with no job and he's borking off his mom like that, it's just, no, don't do that.
No.
Kick him
I was
in the
going to
nuts.
say, yeah.
Toss him out.
I said what you could do is, like, go outside and, like, hide his PS3 in a tree or something, and then tell him that it's up there, and then when he goes out to climb the tree, you can lock all your doors. And just, like, bunker down and last through the siege as he attempts to break back into the house.
Even better, like, to really finalize everything, what you could do is you can mail your brother's PS3, like, 80 miles away, and he has to go out and drive to go to get it. So while he's gone, you unload everything in his room on your doorstep, and then lock the door. So that way...
That would be awesome.
That way, hey, hopefully he has his own car. I'm kind of guessing he doesn't, but even so, he must have, like, friends or something.
Spring for, like a bicycle with, like, a little, like, trailer thing that he can put stuff in. Like, here is your last handout. And then he gets to bicycle away on his own.
Naturally, he's going to sell that bike for, PS3 gamer points, so you can buy, buy the latest game out on the PSN network.
For sure. Alright, this one I thought was pretty amusing. What's this guy's name? R is the... What is that? R is the best. Writes, 5-hour energy concern. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
I was lying down tonight, ready for sleep, when I noticed an empty tub of 5-hour energy. I picked it up and realized it had about 1 sip left in it. I drank it, then fell asleep. About 2 hours later, I woke up with an upset stomach, and I would shiver like I was cold, about every 10 seconds. I tried going back to sleep, but I couldn't. I decided to go upstairs and go to the bathroom, but that didn't help. Do you know what I should do? Should I be concerned? Thank you for reading. Serves you right, honestly.
What?
Maybe...
Why would you do this?
That's exactly what I said. Why you do this was the first thing I wrote down.
You were laying down, you were ready to go to bed, and then you see a 5-hour energy and think, okay, hey, I'd be kind of curious too. Look inside, oh look, there's a sip left. Put it down and go back to sleep.
You know, a sip of 5-hour energy is like half the bottle, so it's no wonder that he woke up immediately. Like, jeez.
Oh man.
Yeah, I guess next time count some sheep. I don't know.
Count some
Try to be
sheep.
less of a dumbass.
Yeah. I like how immediately, instead of, consulting maybe a family member or going to his friends, he posts this on Yahoo Answers, expecting a result within the minute.
Yeah. It's like, it's 2 in the morning, I must ask Yahoo Answers for help.
Yeah, come on, man. You're not going to get your answer until 2 o'clock, Pacific time on Mondays.
Yes, exactly. It's going to be a while, so hang tight.
Oh, yes, the
Okay.
next question, please.
Oh, yeah, I think this is my favorite. You should totally read it.
All right, from the Love Penguins. She writes, "Why am I the only girl my age that listens to that listening to Evanescence? I'm 15 and I cannot find anyone my age that listens to Evanescence." Well, sorry to say, but nobody listens to it.
Everybody my age listens to pop, hip-hop, and rap, and I hate that kind of music.
Yeah.
You must be the only one your age that listens to Evanescence. There's really no other option.
Yep. I've never heard of anybody else.
Me neither. I think it's funny that you should mention that everyone your age listens to pop, hip hop, and rap, but you don't because you hate that music. Considering Evanescence is pretty much just pop music. Like, they even have some rapping in there, I think, if I remember correctly.
Maybe in a couple songs. I mean, I don't listen to them regularly, but...
Well, I think what you should do is go online and find a community of fellow 15-year-olds that like the same poser goth metal crap that you like. And you can talk about how Amy Lee is a lousy singer who can't sing in key to save her life.
Yeah, or you can talk about how Japan is the greatest country in the world and how much ramen is... Oh, wait.
Well, we already talked about that. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Never mind. That's anime, not Evanescence.
Yeah, you're right.
Although the two often overlap. If you recall, like, I think it's like, what is it? It's in the top 10 most used artists for AMVs on the org.
Oh, other than Linkin Park, which is a staggering 40-something%.
Which is funny because Evanescence is banned from the org. You can't upload videos that use Evanescence, and yet it's still in like the top 10. Just from like the few years that they allowed it before like the record company got in their business. You know what I mean?
Christ almighty.
I know. I'm gonna actually have to check that. Do you want to read? We're gonna go ahead and skip the long one. So you want to read Bendis?
Bendis?
Yeah.
Alright, well, this is semi-serious, I suppose. What are some good, meaningful careers? Like, aside from the obvious, like firefighter or cops, I feel like I need to do something worth my time here. Like posting on Yahoo Answers. There you go.
I went and made a quick list off the top of my head of meaningful careers.
Oh, do say so.
Dominatrix, snake charmer, politician, gas station attendant, bouncer. You can go for any of those, I think.
Oh man, those have a great impact, actually, especially the politician.
Yeah. I think politician is for sure the most scummy of all those, and probably the worst option. Dominatrix being the best.
Yes.
Snake charmer, also pretty cool.
Hey, bouncers are pretty boss. I mean, if he's got a good physique and he works out regularly, hey.
Kind of wants to be a firefighter, right? So it's possible.
Well, he said aside from the obvious, like firefighter or cops.
Okay, yeah. I actually went and checked it, and you want to guess what position Evanescence is on the most used artists?
I want to give me number 3.
Wrong. It's actually number 2 with 2,236 videos using Evanescence.
Holy, and that's just logged in on the org.
Yeah, not including YouTube.
Yeah, not including YouTube, which probably has a way larger. Jesus.
Yeah, so, Sue asks, I want to kiss him so bad that thinking about it makes my mouth water like crazy! In the immortal words of Nike, just do it.
Just do it. I mean, you're slobbering. You're leaving a snail trail behind you in the hallway. You know, just run up to him anime style too, like with lines behind you. Run, jump,
Like-
and plant your lips right on his face. Do it.
Like, swallow his head. Yeah.
Entirely.
I kind of want to do the next one. Do you want to do the next one?
Oh my god, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. Staten Island Ferry Suspended writes, Teens, do you think I should go to church tomorrow morning? Well, I'm not a teen anymore, but my answer would be no. My doctor will be there, and I really don't want to look at her and stuff. Plus, she will have my diabetes test results on Monday. What should I do? You shouldn't go to church in general, but that's just, you know,
That's
my
right, you
personal
should
belief.
worship Satan.
Satan. Yeah, pretty much.
Diabetes is for the weak.
I mean, who, like, what's she gonna do? Get up and give you a sermon about how you shouldn't be eating so many donuts because you have diabetes now?
Do you think your doctor's gonna have your test results at church? Like, she brings her charts to church and does her work at church?
Or, like, notices that you're there? I don't know. Maybe they actually talk and stuff at church, but as far as I'm aware, church is generally like a sit and listen type thing, you know? So,
For the most part.
yeah. I think we have time for one more, and I think it should be the next one,
Alright.
because I like... You should read it. Go
Alright,
ahead.
from Farmer Sick. Oh, this is gonna be the Farmer Hayer.
You gonna do
Why
a
are
farmer
they-
voice?
I'll get my Adam's apple out here. Why are there so many sex commercials on the television? While watching a movie with my daughters, here comes a commercial for Trojans, with several ladies talking about how they get blown away with the new Twister Trojan. Lord knows my trailer park got blown away, which is highly, unethical of them and insensitive. Anywho, I personally believe we would be much better off with the beer and tobacco commercials. You know what? He's right. We need some
Yeah,
good
he's right.
Christian values.
From the beer and tobacco commercials. Now, then again, I don't know if you're trolling, but do you actually think that beer and tobacco commercials don't utilize sex in them? I mean,
Of course not.
nah, there's no such thing.
I saw the most manly tobacco advertisement earlier today. Showed a real man smoking a cigar with his good old 10-gallon on, sitting on the fence,
Oh dear.
showing only real men smoke cigars. You know, he wasn't bad looking too for a man of the male persuasion. Not that I'm a gay homosexual, but I gotta say,
you have a very severe case of the not gays, so
oh, naturally,
you're all clean.
I'm totally unhomo.
Yes. Alrighty, I think it is music break time.
Yay!
We're roughly at the halfway mark, so it's time for a music break. Every week on the show, we play obscure and/or unlicensed and/or free music we feel is worth hearing and won't get us sued. This
Please
week
don't
we're
sue
featuring,
us.
Yes. We're featuring the kick-ass trance, dance, rock, metal, techno, whatever the hell project Celldweller, with one of the only songs they have released for free, a mashup of various tracks, both from Soul member Clayton's discography, as well as better-known acts like Slayer and Daft Punk. We'll see you in roughly 6 minutes. Hope you enjoy Klash-Up.
See you on the other side.
just downtime. It's my life, it's my time. We've been getting nowhere. Oh, man, different place, different time. Hold me down, hold we'll be found. If you are so free,
Hello there. Hope you didn't go nowhere, because we didn't.
I sure didn't.
Yes, and you're right on time with the unmuting of the mic. That's very punctual of you.
Yes,
I actually
yes.
did cut off the song a little early. It has, like, I don't know, like 20 seconds of fade out. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did.
Delicious.
Yes. It's a little different from Celldweller's usual style, but it's still pretty cool, I think. Whew. Alright, so this is my monster topic for this show. Not wanting to shortchange the TV shows I've been lambasting, and rather poorly, I might add. I went and watched the pilots and follow-up episodes of a few shows this season. Apologies if this sounds too scripted, because for the most part it is. I've given up on trying to do these semi-political topics without a whole lot of notes, because it usually ends up with me desperately grasping at the points I'm trying to make and kind of flailing around hysterically.
Reminds me of Kermit the Frog in a way. Like, ah!
Really?
Flailing his arms over his head.
So anyways, my biggest chunk of writing I had was on Suburgatory, which actually is not the worst show that I watched this season. But there is a lot to say about it. I actually was taking notes while watching the first episode, but it was a little disingenuous because I kind of went into it wanting to hate it, and it's not terrible. And I watched the second episode last week, and it's kind of starting to change my tune on the show in general, but in general, I still kind of dislike it, and especially like the premise, as I've said before.
Why the change of heart there?
Well, let's see. Let's first do some compliments on Suburgatory. The cinematography is abnormally good for what is essentially just a sitcom, especially when you set it next to How to Be a Gentleman. There's actually very nice, like, kind of almost borderline high dynamic range cinematography where everything's very bright and colorful and not very contrasty, but it very much like tries to bring out the feel of overly plastic kind of faux happy suburban world. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, I can see where you're coming from there.
You see what I mean by that? It's very nice, and there's like this kind of silly, stupid slow-mo section in the second episode that's very nice and smooth and epic looking. So in general, on pretty much all technical fronts, this show is extremely well done.
That's just from a technical standpoint. What's the content?
Okay, the bad bits, especially the first episode. I'm pretty much just going to talk about the first episode. The second one, well, it doesn't really resolve most of these problems. It's less offensive in a way. I was hoping that we'd actually get to see what the dad's rationale was for moving over a box of condoms. You know, how in the trailer it was just like, oh, he moved us. And I was hoping, like, maybe in the episode they'd actually show him, like, what he said, you know, what his reasons were.
Yeah, I was a little bit curious as well.
However, all we get is this short little 3-second clip of him lecturing her in the background, and the narration drowns it out. Which, by the way, I didn't mention this. This is one of the other positives, is the narrator, which is the girl. I actually can't remember any of their names, but she's the main character. Although the dad also pretty much has about roughly the same screen time as the daughter. And she is, and kind of a lot of the show is analogous to Mean Girls, if you've seen that, which I hope you have, because it's classic. It's a classic kind of bad, it's like a so bad it's good type thing. You know what I mean?
I can't talk about Mean Girls. You'll get me. You could talk to me after the show for that.
Okay. Well, it has the same kind of, some degree of self-awareness, and it helps a lot with being able to empathize with the protagonist, and she tends to snark a lot about what a lot of my complaints are, but not well enough, in my opinion. So, basically, we know either the writers knew their premise was BS, or they just couldn't come up with a way to work it into the running time, because even in the actual show, not just the trailer, they don't really give any good reasons that the dad had for moving them. So let's see. There was also, they had plenty of time in the running time for gratuitous product placement. Hold on a sec. I'm getting pretty parched and I'm feeling kind of tired.
You know what?
All
Me
this
too.
hate. Yeah, all this hate is getting to me. If you'll excuse me, guys, I think I need to crack open a crisp, cold, sugar-free Red Bull.
Oh, delicious.
Oh man, that stuff gives me wings.
Oh man, hey, can you pass over that other can to me?
Oh yeah, sure. Here you go. You
right
want a
on.
sugar-free Red Bull too? Yeah.
Naturally. Delicious.
Yeah, that's good. Where was I again? Alan Tudyk.
Oh yeah, some
By the way-
product placement.
By the way, neither of us are actually drinking sugar-free Red Bull. We did just give them advertisement, but I'm actually drinking Mountain Dew.
And I have this nice cool can of Dr. Pepper with over 23 different... Okay, I'll stop.
I'm not a big fan of Red Bull, so I wasn't going to waste the money on a Red Bull just to make a point. So anyways, in terms of product placement, there's this horrible, gratuitous, slow-motion, high camera angle shot of a Red Bull can twirling in the air as it's thrown out of a car window, and it twirls down and like lands in front of the character's feet. And you see it everywhere in the first episode. Not so much the second episode, oddly enough. But there's all these people going around drinking Red Bulls through straws.
Everywhere.
And apparently it's the official drink of suburbia. I don't know where this idea came from, but apparently in Suburgatory, everyone drinks Red Bull. And probably not because the show is paid to have that be the case.
Maybe that's not too far off, because I remember back in high school, I was offered Red Bulls. I saw Red Bulls everywhere and Monsters. And
honestly, it was more of a Monster, Rockstar, Go Girl type thing.
oh god, I heard about Go Girls, man. Those are bad.
They're bad for you, apparently.
Yeah.
They have what is it? Appetite suppressant. God.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they're billed as an appetite suppressant, which has all sorts of horrible implications. But
Not that we need any more anorexia in this country. Nope.
Of course. So, Alan Tudyk is in this show. As if Transformers 3 wasn't bad enough, our beloved Firefly pilot Wash returns to television as a gigantic douchebag of a sidekick to the dad. Pretty much any time he's on screen is painful, and there's not much else to say about it. It's kind of sad how the mighty have fallen. Getting back to the awful premise of this show, the line that really gets to me is near the beginning, when the narrator is kind of rhetorically saying her goodbyes to New York City, and she utters the line, "Goodbye, sexually active classmates." I'm going to let that sink in for a bit. The implication, of course, being that in the suburbs, her classmates will be too busy shopping and drinking Red Bull to have sex. And I think this line, more than anything else, reveals the delusional nature of either the characters, the writers, or both.
That is pretty... What? I mean...
Yeah, I know.
I guess it's just this big, forgive the language, cluster of people in New York that they just literally rub up against each other, whereas in Suburgatory... Ooh.
They're getting tans and stuff. They can't be having sex. That cuts into their tanning time.
Naturally.
Oh yeah, there's also a stupid subplot where all of the denizens of suburbia collectively believe that our protagonist is a lesbian because she wears lesbian boots, according to her buddy, as was mentioned in the beginning of the trailer. Mm-hmm. And it's stupid because there's really... I mean, maybe that's the point, is that everyone in suburbia is a moron who thinks she's a lesbian for no reason whatsoever. But it just kind of falls flat.
Like most gay jokes I've seen on TV, like they exemplify homosexuality way too much. It's like, this is the gay man. Look at him doing those gay things.
There's no such thing as a subtle gay character on TV anymore, it seems. Even in, like, supposedly progressive, agenda-driven shows like Glee, Kurt is still a horrendously fey character. So, How to Be a Gentleman. As bad as Suburgatory is, it's still somewhat funny in places and enjoyable to watch. How to Be a Gentleman is pretty much just awful. It doesn't have the excuse of hyperbolic parody that Suburgatory has. Instead,
isn't it supposed to be based off of the original Odd Couple or something in a way?
If you're talking about just the trope of the two dudes living together, is that what you mean?
Yeah. One being the slob and the other one being, the gentleman.
I guess. It's not really a new idea. It's just taken to silly proportions. And in general, I'd never watched that type of show, so I can't really tell you. Instead of being like a super like fantasy-like that Suburgatory kind of has, it's supposed to be more of a traditional sitcom with real characters or something. The good of How to Be a Gentleman. I think there was a funny joke or two in each episode. I can't remember them, though.
It was that bad. You just had to suppress the memory.
I honestly can't remember very much at all from the first episode. The second episode a little more. That's only because I watched it more recently. The writers try to make the asshole man's man come off as more intelligent than the effeminate gentleman. Whether we'll see the gentleman impart any wisdom on the moron, I don't know. But in general, at least in the first two episodes, it's all about how the gentleman is completely out of touch with reality or something, and the man's man needs to give him a sock in the arm, dead arm, to like get him
punchies,
get him to be more of a real man.
Because he's a man. He's a man.
Other than that, it's pretty much quite forgettable. Thank goodness. The basic premise is all that comes through in the first episode. That being a manners columnist is forced by the new company leadership to do a sexier subject, and he runs into a high school bully, and they become friends. I don't know. I don't understand how, like, the setup is so contrived, because he was basically a high school bully who, like, beat him up and stuff. But they become friends and live together and work on this new column, How to Be a Man.
That's kind of not creepy at all. Just picking up a high school kid off the street just so you could write a column together on how to be manly?
No. This guy was a bully in high school.
Oh, I totally
They went to the same high
that.
school. Okay. This was like years and years ago. When they were in high school, this guy bullied him. Yeah, that's about it. I really didn't want to think about it too much, so I didn't write much more than that. The other show, Terra Nova, I'm going to keep this short. I was sort of interested in this. It's a bit hokey, a bit cheesy, quite a bit derivative, and this South Park clip pretty much sums it up.
This is breaking news from CNN or Fox or whatever. You.
Coming this fall to Fox CBS FX. Jurassic Park and Lost in the same TV show. Dinosaur. Lost human. Future, yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah! Still fun to watch. Not really comparable to the other shows I watched, since the stereotypes are quite different. But I'm somewhat interested in it. Even if it is, Lost in Jurassic Park. But, whatever.
I saw a commercial for that on Sci-Fi like a long time ago. Sci-Fi. And it's got your typical really, really bad CGI effects. Like the dinosaurs really, really look cheesy. I wish they actually used puppets. That would be a lot nicer.
Alright, we got about 10 minutes left, so let's move on to My Immortal.
Oh, my favorite part.
Alright, I'm doing author's note. Ready? Steady?
Alright, go ahead.
Stop flaming, okay? I didn't read all the books. This is from the movie, okay? So it's not my fault if Dumbledore swears. Be squeezed. I said he had a headache. And the reason Snape doesn't like Harry now is cause he's Christian and the vampire is a Satanist. MCR rocks.
You think we should do a quick recap of what exactly My Immortal is for any new listeners we've got?
Oh, yes. My Immortal is a terrible fanfiction written by some teenage girl. It's about Harry Potter. Not really. She has a self-insert character called Ebony Dementia Raven Way, and she's a vampire, and she's having this kind of love triangle between Draco Malfoy and Harry Potter, who Harry Potter's now called Vampire. And that's about it. They went into the woods, Draco and her went into the woods, and they did it for the first time by him putting
his thingy in her you-know-what, and blah, blah, blah. But yes, continuing onward. I was so mad and sad. I couldn't believe Draco for cheating on me. I began to cry against the tree where I did it with Draco. Then all of a suddenly, an horrible man with red eyes and no nose and everything started flying towards me on a broomstick. He didn't have a nose, basically like Voldemort in the movie, and he was wearing all black, but it was obvious he wasn't gothic. It was... ... Voldemort! No, I shouted in a scared voice, but then Voldemort shouted, Imperious! And I couldn't run away. Crookshanks! I shouted at him. Voldemort fell of his broom, and started to scream. I felt bad for him, even though I'm a sadist, so I stopped. Ebony, he yelled, thou must kill Vampire Potter. I thought about Vampire and his sex eyes and his gothic black hair and how his face looked just like Joel Madden. I remembered that Draco had said I didn't understand, so I thought, what if Draco went out with Vampire before I went out with him and they broke up? No, Voldemort, I shouted back. Voldemort gave me a gun. No, please, I begged. Thou must, he yelled. If thou does not, then I shall kill thy beloved Draco. How did you know? I asked in a surprised way. Voldemort got a dude you're so retarded look on his face. I hath telekinesis, he answered cruelly, and if you doth not kill Vampire, then thou know what will happen to Draco, he shouted. Then he flew away angrily on his broomstick. I was so scared and mad I didn't know what to do. Suddenly Draco came into the woods. Draco, I said. Hi. Hi. He said back, but his face was all sad. He was wearing white foundation and messy eyeliner. Kind of like a pentagram, get it? Between Joel Madden and Gerard Way. Are you okay, I asked. No, he answered. I'm sorry I got all mad at you, but I thought you cheated on me, I expelled. That's okay, he said, all depressed, and we went back into Hogwarts together, making out.
Ah, such a lovely chapter. So much drama.
Yeah, and they're making out the entire way. Like, they're just locked lips.
Alright, let's do the next chapter.
I'll go ahead and start.
Note.
Okay, stop it, you gay fags. If you do not lick my story, then fuck off. P.S. It turns out Bloody Mary isn't a muggle, a furt, alt, and she and vampire are evil. That's why they moved houses. What the... Go ahead, that's all there is.
I was really scared about Voldemort all day. I was even upset. Went to rehearsals with my gothic metal band, Bloody Gothic Road 666. I am the lead singer of it, and I play guitar. People say that we sound like a cross between GC, Slipknot, and MCR. The other people in the band are Bloody Mary, Vampire, Draco, Ron, although we call him Diabolo now. He has black hair now, with blue streaks in it. And Hargrid. Only today, Draco and Vampire were depressed, so they weren't coming, and we wrote songs instead. I knew Draco was probably slitting his wrists. He wouldn't die because he was a vampire too, and the only way you can kill a vampire is with a CROSS. There's no way I'm writing that. Or a steak.
Delicious steak.
And Vampire was probably watching a depressing movie, like The Corpse Bride. I put on a black leather shirt that showed off my boobs, and tiny matching miniskirt that said Simple Plan on the butt. You might think I'm a slut, but I'm really not. We were singing a cover of Helena, and at the end of the song I suddenly bust into tears. Ebony, are you okay? Bloody Mary asked in a concerned voice. What the F do you think? I asked angrily. Then I said, well, Voldemort came and the effing bastard told me to effing kill Harry. But I don't want to kill him because he's really nice, even if he did go out with Draco. But if I don't kill Harry, then Voldemort will effing kill Draco. I burst into tears. Suddenly Draco jumped out from behind a wall. Why didn't you effing tell me? He shouted. How could you effing poser muggle bitch? See, is that out of character? I started to cry and cry. Draco started to cry too, all sensitive. Then he ran out crying. We practiced for 1 more hour. Then suddenly Dumbledore walked in angrily. His eyes were all fiery, and I knew this time it wasn't because he had a headache. What have you done? He started to cry wisely. See, that's basically nut swearing, and this time he was really upset, and you will see why. Ebony, Draco has been found in his room. He committed suicide by slitting his wrists.
With a steak.
With a steak? Oh, no. He tied a stake to a cross and slit his wrists with it. Oh.
I like all the crying in here. It's pretty sad.
I know.
You know?
This is very sad. This chapter made me tear up because of how emotional and sad it was.
I'm tearing up myself.
Everyone was crying so much that I had to cry. So, oh, these characters. I feel the pain. Oh,
I know. And their band, my God,
I want to hear their band.
I know, between GC, Slipknot, and MCR. Holy crap! That's
totally gothic metal, I think.
Totally.
Sure.
And we've got a new character. His name's Diabolo.
Yeah. Diabolo and Hargrid.
And Hargrid, yeah. Although they're not very important because she didn't expound upon what they were wearing, so...
That's true. Like, Diabolo has black hair with blue streaks in it. But Hargrid,
that's all we get.
You know, whatever.
He's Hargrid. That's all we know. Fun.
You know what's kind of funny is that she dresses up in the middle of rehearsal. So...
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's pretty.
They're practicing. Weird. She puts on a black leather shirt and a mini skirt, and then they were singing a cover of Helena.
You know, she could do that since she's the lead singer, but you know, just strip down in front of the mic.
Like it's guitar solo time. Oh wait, never mind. These bands have guitar solos because they're terrible. Well, that's actually probably not true. I haven't listened to them very much. But, yeah, it could be like instrumental break, and she goes and goes like... switches out of, like, corset to black leather shirt, you know.
She's a vampire, so she can do that.
For sure.
Hella.
Well, we have a little time left for pee bags. Do you want to do that?
Right on, some pee bags. Yeah, I found...
Oh, boy.
Found this interesting BBC News article telling about... Oh, should I read it, or...
Go ahead. Just make it short.
Alright, well, these Dutch trains are to get bag toilets. And the Dutch National Railways are introducing these little pee bag toilets in case, like, in case of a power outage. And in the little caption it says that 16% of Dutch passenger trains are not fitted with toilets. So if for some reason, like, the emergency doors can't open and you really have to piss really hard, there's, like, these little, kind of like on the airlines, how the oxygen masks drop out, they've got these little pee bags that you can piss in if you really, really gotta go, and they've got, like, attachments and everything.
And it has, like, a powder that turns it into gel.
Yeah, pretty much, so you can have Jello
That
piss.
sounds pretty horrible. Jello piss. Oh.
Delicious. So, hey, you won't go hungry either.
You know what they could do is install toilets on the 16% of trains.
Yeah, you could do that.
I don't know.
I like the quote in here. No way, I just can't see myself going in that. For a man it may be easier, but for a woman that's just impossible.
You mean impossible without being naked in front of everybody?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Gotta tell everybody in the train, even the perverts, to turn around. I gotta tinkle. I gotta use my wee bag.
Oh, Jesus. It's like when a plane is circling above London for 2 hours. Except planes have bathrooms on them.
Yeah.
The point is moot.
What kind of European planes don't have freaking bathrooms on them? God damn. Oh, here. That's just... Ooh.
This is just ridiculous. I don't know. I can't see why, like, if 84% of trains have toilets, why can't they just put toilets on these trains? I don't know.
Pee bags are cheaper,
Apparently
I suppose.
Yeah, probably. They should just strip out all the toilets and replace all of them with pee bags.
Yeah! Then you can have water balloon fights afterwards with Jello.
That's a great idea.
Oh boy.
It is now 3 o'clock, so I guess we don't have enough time for the other story.
Oh well.
Ah well. Maybe we'll save it for next time.
Yeah, well, basically, in a nutshell, it's about this 50-year-old who ran around stealing panties. Over 100 panties.
Many panties. Left side. It was his 100th arrest, right?
Yeah, it was his 100th arrest, which, maybe I was wrong. He stole a lot more panties before then. Panty thief extraordinaire.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, I just checked my calendar to make sure, and it looks like we will be doing a show next Monday, because I don't have anything overlapping. Of course, now that I say that, probably something's going to come up. But, you can go to our website at redwater.show.podomatic.com, and you can see on the events page any schedule changes. And our email, which you should definitely email with, is redwater.show@gmail.com. And we'll see you again next Monday at our regularly scheduled time.
And one more thing, we'd like to give a shout out to one of our listeners out there, Mr. Justin Singer. Thanks for actually tuning in and listening to our bullshit. Yeah.
I didn't know. I wasn't. I looked at the thingamajig and nobody was commenting. But.
Oh no, he was PMing me. So.
Oh, cool. Well, shout out to you. Thank you for listening in.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, what am I gonna play us out with?
What you got?
Probably the good old doing it live, I think. Right. That's it. We'll see you next week.
All right, have a good one, folks.